So here we are, after 60 hours of playing Elden Ring, I finally finished it. This was the first playthrough ever that I made in 2025, which is crazy, right? The game is out for several years, and finally I got the chance, or the time, or everything around it, to go and beat it. I have not delved into DLC just yet, but I am certainly planning to do that. So the base game was beaten. I think I killed the majority of the bosses. Is certainly something that I missed. Like, if you go back to my a playthrough and you will watch it, right, that there will be some things that I missed, and you were like, well, how could you miss this? And I absolutely love that. I love that there is the case for Elden Ring. I came to the conclusion that what I really like about Elden Ring, that there are no hints, nothing that is telling you what's where. Because in the majority of the nowadays AA games, what they are doing, for example, Assassin's Creed, I don't know, just take it with a grain of salt. You will go somewhere, there is some kind of thing, and it will just show you the map, and it will show you where are the points of interest, show you the treasure chest, something that you will go there, you will solve the thing, and you will get the skill point or whatever. And it's nothing in the Elden Ring like that. You have a map, you've seen those points of interest on the map, some of them, and you can ride there, or you seeing them in your vicinity. I was like, hey, there are some kind of ruins, let's go explore it. But if you go to the ruins and you will miss the entrance towards the lower part, and there is a treasure chest, you will just never find it. But you are fine because you didn't know that it's there in the first place, so you have no FOMO. You are just going through that adventure, and you just feeling that you are fulfilling everything, and there is, certainly there is a secret door that if you will smash it, you will roll through or whatever. There is a whole dungeon with bosses that you just will never find, and I am thinking still, this is amazing. So I enjoy my playthrough. The journey is amazing. So when you look on the reviews of the game that everybody's overwhelmingly positive on the Steam, it makes sense. It just makes sense. It's certainly more approachable for the majority of people. I think it's just on the easier side. Even though I don't know. There was a part, right? I started the playthrough. I went through it. I learned the ropes, and that was certainly struggling points. I was struggling versus the enemies. They were just beating me. I couldn't handle that, and it was the greatest part of the game. Then I got to the first boss. How was that? You will know, the guy that's just slapping everyone down. So the first big boss that I'm forgetting names because names are not my strong suit. And that guy gave me so much trouble. I spent so many attempts to kill him. It was just insane. And again, that was the best part. That was the best part because when I finally beat him, I felt so good, right? I felt so accomplished. I learned the moves, I learned the timings, and that progression of that path is the best thing about this, a Souls-like games. And it doesn't matter if it's like Elden Ring, that methodical combat, that you're learning those moves and you are trying to progress and figuring things out. For example, one of my favorite moves are the knights, and what they are doing is that they are always stomping, right? They will do the stomp that do nothing, and they just swing, and just that tiny little thing is just so amazing because you are going and watching him what he's doing, and he's going for the stomp, and you I just roll, right? And you will roll, and he will smack you right after you will finish the rolling because he is going for that swing right after. And those small things get the enemies and bosses, they are trying to trick you into moving somewhere or doing the dodge roll. And that progression, when you feel that you are on the treadmill, that they are skilling you with, you will roll, they will hit you, you will roll, they will hit you, and that's continuing until you're dead. is just so good, because then you can figure it out, those small things that, oh, I don't have to dodge this, I have to wait for a little bit. And when you learn the pattern, you're like, oh my god, he's so sluggish, what he's doing, he can't hit me. And that's just the greatest feeling of the Elden Ring. And I think it's not just the Elden Ring, but yeah, when we are talking about this, certainly. So I killed Margaret. That's the name. God damn it, names. So Margaret, I killed him after so many attempts, and then I moved forward, right? And yeah, I explored everything. I was leveling up. I was trying to get everything that I could or see. I was certainly not rushing through the game. And then came the second, like the Godric. And I have to say, I killed him on the first try. On the first try ever, seeing the boss, and I cleared him. And that was most fantastic moment, not of my life, right? That's just too much. But it was certainly, I was pumped, right? That the adrenaline in my blood was just absolutely went mayhem in my brain, and it was great feeling, right? And then that feeling of conquering something that majority, or maybe not majority, but a lot of people would struggle on or something, and you just beat it, it's really cool, and that's just really good and nice feeling to have. But why I'm saying this? I'm saying this because from then I kinda don't feel the game was the same. I don't feel that there was many points from that point that I was struggling on. Certainly, yeah, there were some bosses that just wiped my ass so many times in a row. But like in my mind, the majority of them was like 2 tries. 3 tries maximum or something like that. Around that, if you watch through that, you will see that I am just slapping one boss after another. For example, the Renala with the lasers and the moon, I killed her on the second try. The boss, the guy, the red guy on the small horse, I think it was 4th try or 3rd try or something like that. So the big bosses, I was just wiping, and after a while, it just have not seemed the same to me. I was waiting for that struggling moment to be like, again, learning those patterns, be in that struggling situation that you can't do anything, and then you are slowly figuring out, and you see those small movements or the cues that the enemy is giving you, and you're like, oh, that's what it is. That's what I need to look at, and that will help me overcome it. And yeah, so that was a big part of that game that really was not enjoyable. I would not say that, but it just felt a little bit easy on my side, I guess. And especially when I returned back to some locations, that felt even worse. For example, one thing that I want to do right now, after I finish the base game, I would love to go for some kind of wiki or some internet source or whatever, and I would love to see what is the progression of the game, what is the post progression of the game. I know you can go wherever you want, it's open world, explore what you want. So for that reason, I have not read it beforehand, right? But I would love to see, like, what is the intended path for you. For example, you will start, you will go south, then you go west, then you go north, and then you will go to the underworld, for example. Because for me, I skipped the underworld. I went there on the beginning, right? And I went there, I was like, wow, that's cool. And the creatures just killed me so quickly. 2 hits or something. I was like, whoa, okay. So this is a little bit advanced situation here. We will come back later. And I came back in the end game. I killed the Milena, the hardest boss I will get to it, in the game, and I went back to the underworld, and that was just so bad, you know? You are running through those epic locations, you're feeling, oh my god, this is so cool, but you are killing boss on the 4 hits or something like that. They are like I stopped dodging. I was just taking the hits because they couldn't kill me, and just everything about that just felt so empty. Like yeah. It just that's the only part that I kind of like didn't like that much. But I would never switch it for the other way around, for that every, like, the world would level up with me. I would hate that. That would be the worst decision they could go for. There are some games that are doing that, right? Like Elder Scrolls, I think, is doing that. That you are leveling up, you are getting power, and all the enemies leveling up with you, and that's just absolutely crazy to me. That's just absolutely go against what the RPG is about. I remember Gothic, right? Gothic series, there will be a remaster. I'm super hyped for that. I remember when I've played with my friend when we were like 7, 8. I don't know. We were really young. We were playing co-op on one PC with single player games. So every time I died, he hop on, and every time he died, I hop on. We changed seats like hot seats, like that was crazy. And I remember that I went to the cave, right? Random cave in the world, and that was super dark. I went in, and there was a shadow beast. Shadow beast done one hit, and I died, right? Absolutely crazy. And from that point, I never went into that cave. I was like, nope, that cave is forbidden. That's just, something that I will never go into. And I remember to this day, this is like a little bit trauma, right? But after that, I slayed dragons. I slayed like everything in that game. And I was still scared of that cave. And then I was like, you know what? Let's go there. Let's go against my fears. Let's go and explore. I went there and I killed this shadow beast in 2 hits or something because I got a really powerful gear. And that moment is just so goddamn like great. Like, in that sense, that was amazing. That was amazing to feel this like, that you overcome this. And the creature that was like once just going and killing you with a glance is now just pathetic. It's just laying down and doing nothing. So I would never change that, the leveling up the world to have always the challenge before me. For that, again, that you will come to the boss and you will slay him with 2 hits is nice. On the other hand, part of the game you will just not experience the same. And that's how it is. So I continue through the game. I killed almost everything, like the major, and then I randomly stopped into the Malena, right? And that was the big wall. That was the big wall. I spent like 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours certainly, to beating or trying to beat the Malena, and that was exactly the feeling that I wanted, right? That you are trying to do, okay, when she's doing this, you have to do this. These kind of things, amazing, right? The waterfall, when I figured out that pattern, how you need to roll, for example, with the third dash or a third dive she's doing, you have to roll not when she is going down, but you have to roll before forward and then backwards, because the camera will turn and you will go from it and you are safe. So those moments are just great if you figure it out and now you are not killed by it, but you are just above it. It's just amazing. But yeah, the progression and everything, I felt super cool about the game. There are a few things that I hate about the game, and mostly dragons. I don't like dragons. Don't get me wrong, I love dragons. Dragons are one of my like the most favorite mystical creature ever. Like, for example, game Draken, I don't know, maybe you never heard of it. It's like, what are you talking about? That's the game, they came out like 1998 or what, I don't know. It's just super old game. But you are like, your friend is Drake, you can ride him, and it's RPG, it's amazing. So I just love dragons, right? But the fighting them with the camera control is just atrocious. I'm using absolutely a lot, but I really hate it because you don't use the camera control. But when he is going for the fire, for example, you don't know because you look at his feet, so you don't have every time the correct angle to know what's going on. And I think a zoom out would be better, or when you lock on camera, you have several points that you are like switching between, right? The legs, torso, and head. Only when you look at those points. But when you going, he will fly away. You going to him, you watching his face, and then you lock on his feet, and you will turn. For example, you don't see the head again. So you have to like move back or other way around. You're looking at the face, he will move, and you don't see the legs. So you're backpedaling doing nothing and waiting for the moment to see the legs to be able to switch to them. Why for the dragon? Only for the dragon fight, I would say. Why does the flicking the button to switch between those points would be just, if the game would know all the points on the dragon, you are fighting big boss as a dragon, just please switch to the leg even though I'm not watching them. That would solve so much, because you could like easily switch between the points, and you could see like because you would go left, right, you would be on the hand or on the leg, you would fight it, and then you would flick to the right and you see the head immediately, and oh, he's going for the fire, you can react. So that would be nice. And one more thing that I absolutely hate is the control of the lock-on. Sometimes when there are, for example, columns, right, and there is a boss and that he's going behind column, you can lose the lock-on. Which is fine. Okay, I don't care. What I care about is the lock-on button have the same function as to reset the camera, and then will turn you away. That's so stupid. Like I don't understand. Like, because you kind of see him, right? So you clicking lock-on, but it's you kind of not see him enough, so you will turn away. You don't see the boss anymore, so you have to like turn manually the camera around, but with the same thumb you will kind of want to do the dodge rolls if there is a problem. So stupid. I would just separate those things. I would just separate the lock on and the rest of the camera possibility, because I would switch the rest of the camera to something else and it will be fine, because I would just click the lock on button until I would be lock on again. But to have this, that's just like it makes me so many times with some bosses. That's crazy. But yeah, the epicness of the Elden Ring is certainly there. I'm super hyped for the DLC because I heard it's so much like harder than the base game. So finally I will get to the point that I will be struggling, because I remember, right, because Raymond was on the stream and watching. He was saying, I was waiting for that moment that you will be struggling and it's not coming. You are just killing those bosses. I was like, yeah, I am here for the same thing and it's not coming. So I don't want to boost myself or anything like that. You know, there are certainly people that beat the Elden Ring naked, right? They had a little basic sword or whatever and they just beat every single boss. There are certainly people that have done a no-hit run. So I'm not even in the category of these, right? That's just insanity. But I just wanted to point out that some of that progression was amazing, and some of that was like, yeah, you know. But overall, my experience from that was amazing. I really, really enjoyed the exploration, the progression, the getting the gear, getting the cool weapons, have that rarity, right, check that I dropped some weapon, for example, like the scythe at the beginning, and that was amazing weapon, and just, you know, that's a random drop, and when you drop it, you are fine. And for example, the armor, I just still don't understand. I dropped my main armor, like the chest piece. I don't know when, but it was super early, and it was the best piece that I had in entire game. Like that was the chest piece that I wear until the end of the game. And I have not switched it. So that had to be like super rare to drop, because those enemies that dropping it was at the end of the game. Like that was the last area. They were like a lot. But I drop it like a super early. So every time I looted armor, I was like, yes, finally upgrade. No. Just nothing was better. This was the heaviest armor there is with the most stats and nothing even close. So yeah. But that will do it. That's just my rant about Elden Ring. Who get to this point, amazing. Just let me know down below in the comment section what you think about Elden Ring. Are you planning to play it, or are you played it for 1,000 times and you are going for another one really soon because it's best game for you ever? I wanted to know your thoughts about, you know, what is your thoughts about the game? Like what are your best moments or the worst one? What do you hate about the game? I don't know. Just share me something. I just want to be part of the community. No, just kidding. But yeah, that will do it. Check more videos on the screen, or you can subscribe to the channel if you got to this point, because that's amazing. That's 20 minutes of your life, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, stay awesome, and I will see you next time. Bye.